Hey everybody, welcome back to my Project 13. Well, we have another software update that came out a few days ago. Actually, I found out through my son. He came into my area here in my man cave and said, "Hey Dad, do you know that there was a software update?" And I'm like, "No." He goes, "Well, check it out." So there it was. I went in and downloaded it, and I'm going to show you the build here. Current version is A2017UV1.0.0B for build 2.9. So I updated it. Your software is up to date. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to go into About Phone and just let you know where we are here. We are still on Marshmallow 6.0.1, and there's that build number that I told you about, and the Android security patch level October 1st 2016 is up to date so far. That should be coming out soon too, hopefully, for the November patch. ZTE is really on top of things when it comes to software updates so far. This is the second one, and you know, if you go to the web, there are forums of folks listing either good or bad on this device. Okay, and I've been reading some of those negatives. There's a lot of issues that are being brought up by a lot of users out there, and I don't know what to say about that because I haven't had any issues with my device to list in any of those forums. I have a lot of positive to say, but nothing negative. And for those out there who are having issues, that is a good place to list those issues, and it's a great place for ZTE to go and read those and see what they can do to fix any of these issues. And this is part of the fix, is these updates that we get. So I'm very thankful to ZTE reading, listening to the consumer, and doing their best to update this amazing device so it performs at a top level for anybody who either has it or is thinking of bringing it in as their daily driver. I usually carry two devices, so there's times that it's my daily driver and there's times that it's my backup device, but it's definitely a daily driver device. So we're gonna look at these fixes. So right off the bat, notification bell is now optional. Hooray. Okay. The thing is, I didn't mind the notification bell, but I'm going to show you how you can turn that off, turn that on. New application management policy to enhance battery life. So you should see even better battery life than the device is already getting due to the new application management policy. Okay. Optimize video camera focus on moving objects. Now, the first software update supposedly fixed some of that, and I saw a difference. I did a second video and I was getting hits on that video, and a lot of you were telling me that you noticed a difference, but apparently there was still some issues, so they went in and now they've done more to that area in the camera when shooting video with moving objects. Resolved FLAC file playback issue. So some of you may not know what that is when it comes to FLAC files. Basically, I'm going to give you the hardcore terminology, the techie terminology. Let's call it FLAC. FLAC file is a file which contains audio samples compressed with the FLAC audio encoding algorithm, which is very good open source lossless audio codec. What does that mean? Dang it, that's just so techie, right? Well, basically, in a regular MP3 file format, which is a lossy format, it doesn't have, when that compression happens, it loses parts of the quality of that file, that music file, okay? It doesn't contain everything that should be there. It loses some information. Okay, I'm trying to find the word. It loses information, and you know, unless you're really into these files and you know your techie stuff, you may not even recognize it. Okay, the average consumer may not or may. But MP3 lossy format file loses information, so it's not all there. But again, you may not notice that. Whereas FLAC, F-L-A-C, keeps all of that information, so you're getting everything that music file has to offer you when you're listening to it. Okay, you're getting, even after the compression, you're getting what that music file was intended to sound like when you are listening to it, especially after compression, because when you're doing the compression part of that, that's where the information gets lost. Okay, so hopefully that is I'm explaining that in a really thorough but untechy way. So if there's any questions on that, let me know. So again, there's no information being lost during the compression on a FLAC file. Okay, it has the original quality basically after the compression. MP3 files, well, they're losing some information there. So this right here has been resolved with this device when you're playing those files. Visual voicemail optimized for dual SIM. Now, this is a dual SIM device, so now you'll be able to utilize the other SIM slot when doing visual voicemail. If you use it, I don't use that. There's a lot of things on my devices I don't use, and it's, you know, that come on a lot of these devices. There's a lot of extras. Okay, whether you're shaking your phone to turn on the flashlight or rotating back and forth like that to turn on the, I don't use those kind of things. So, but I've not even been in a situation where I need to use my dual SIM. But for those who do use that, you travel abroad and it's something that you're using, or you have a business and you need a second line and you need that visual voicemail, it's going to be there and it's been optimized for that dual SIM. So there you go. You should be stoked on that. Now, optimized fix for mute call issues. So let's say you're using Google Voice. Okay, you want to make a phone call. Well, what's been happening to some of the devices out there is that during that process, the device will put itself on mute and the screen will go black, or it'll just go completely out of there and back to the regular page on your display, your home page. So these moments for some out there who are trying to make phone calls using their voice, and that mute comes on, it's very agonizing for some of you out there who love using those. Again, I don't really use those. I've used it from time to time, but I've had no issues with that. So, you know, you're in your car and you tell Google Voice, hey, need you to call work, and it brings up the number. All of a sudden it goes to mute, the screen turns black, or something weird happens, then it goes back out of there and you're back at your homepage and you're frustrated because you really needed to make that phone call. Well, this update has fixed that mute call issue. Okay, so if there's any more to any of this that I'm talking about, please let me know. If I'm missing little bits of information to each of these areas, let me know. Again, I do my homework when I get these software updates, and yeah, I look into it because I need to know what's going on with my device. Even though I'm not having these issues with my device, I'm one of the few out there that it's not. But if you have anything to add to what I'm saying, or, you know, anything to this updated fix for mute call issues, there's more to that than I'm bringing to you. Bring it to me, bring it to the team, let us all know. Okay, this is what the channel is about. It's not about me just knowing and bringing it to you. It's about you knowing, hopefully even more than I do, and bringing it for the team so we can share that information, especially when it comes to software updates. And again, kudos to ZTE, BAM, for listening to the consumer and the issues that are going on out there. So other general enhancements, what could that mean? Well, it could mean connectivity. Okay, I know that in the forums that I've been checking out information, there's a lot of folks having issues on not getting connectivity for GLTE, losing phone calls, this and that. Again, that could be who your carriers, that could be where you live, that many variables go into why that's going on. If you're not getting great messaging or call quality, you're losing calls. I don't know. I've not been in a situation with this device that I've gone through that. And I feel bad for those out there who are going through any issues on their devices, whether it's with the ZTE Axon 7 or any other device. Okay, we pay a lot of money. We work hard for that money to bring in these devices than to go through any issues whatsoever. So, yeah. So other general enhancements could mean a few other things in that. So anyway, this is an over-the-air OTA update. To check availability of an update, click on settings. Most of you know that I just had surgery on my mouth, so if I have trouble kicking out some of the words, my apologies. So I'm doing my best here. So anyway, there you go. That's basically what's been given to you, the user, the consumer, as far as the software update for the ZTE Axon 7. So notification bell is now optional. Hooray. So let's go back to that, okay? So I'm going to go out, go to my homepage, and I'm going to turn off the device. I have a notification, and this is what it looks like. A lot of you folks do not like that. You like to see your notification across your lock screen there, right? Okay, so how do we get rid of that, and how do we see it there? Well, I'm going to go to my fingerprint scanner, and I'm going to turn that on. Look at how quick that is. Bam! Totally digging that. Yeah. So we're going to go into settings, and we're going to go to notifications. Now, I'm going to kick this over here because I got the Huawei Nexus 6P doing this video, and I got the flash on, and if I move it over here, the flash will get in the way there, and I don't want that to happen. So, you see this up top here, show on lock screen? Click on that. Again, let me go back out of there. That is in notifications, in settings. Show on lock screen. And you got two choices: to show that little bell with the little red dot right up top on the left hand side, or that's wallpaper preferred, notification preferred. So that's what they're calling this whole look, wallpaper preferred. We want notification preferred. So we're going to go over this so you can actually see your notifications. So let's turn this off now. Let's turn it on. So now the bell's going to be there. That doesn't disappear, but now you get your notifications right across like that. And I actually like that better. So there you go. For a lot of you out there who just didn't like just that being there and not seeing anything, now you can see it. That's for me, that's the biggest enhancement with this software update. For others out there who are having other issues that we've just talked about, hopefully that has fixed what you've been going through. If there's anything going on, do your homework, find these forums, and yeah, find a way to see what others are going through, and see if there's any help that can be there for you. And that would be the best way that I could say to take care of those issues. So always be willing to do your homework. That's the thing about having devices and something, and going on to YouTube and looking at reviews, reading information on web pages, constantly researching, doing your homework on any of your devices. If you're having issues, to find a way to not have to deal with that, especially if you've already had the device for a while and you do not have that return policy anymore, and you hate sending in your devices. So there's many ways to take care of things when it comes, or many variables, I should say, when it comes to fixing issues. Sometimes they're not fixable. Sometimes you have to send them in, get them replaced, and you may have to pay a little money for that, and I'm hoping that that is not the case. So, but for me, I have not had any issues to talk about. My ZTE Axon 7 is just working phenomenally awesome, and I'm just stoked that this device is working for me. And for others out there, my apologies if you're going through anything. I wish you didn't. I did want to show you something here that I like. You can have all settings look like that, or frequently used. It shows what I frequently use. If I go to default apps, I love how I can it lists my default apps, how I can go in and choose my launcher like that. It's just simple and easy. So the ZTE skin on how this is set up, not all users out there like certain types of skins. I mean, I prefer stock, so I choose stock. That's just me. I don't mind dabbling into other skins, but ZTE doesn't have you know, a lot going on here that's really disrupting the performance on the device, and how disrupting and how I use my devices as well. So there's not a lot on here. It's, you know, it's not stock, obviously. It doesn't have a lot of ZTE apps, so it's very minimal. So I like that, but I like being able to go into this area and just kind of choosing what I want to use and how it gives me an easy layout here. Yeah, this layout here is really nice, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I don't know what you frequently use, but that's just one area that I like, you know, going into and making sure that everything's set up right. And anyway, yeah, I just wanted to show you that really quick. Again, this is the second software update on the ZTE Axon 7. ZTE, yes, you're doing a great job. And if you've been doing your homework and reading on these software updates, the one thing that is mentioned even with this second update is that they have a team over there right now working on NOUGAT for this device. So soon, they've already ran some tests on the NOUGAT update, and it's looking very good. So it's just a matter of time before we see that. And if ZTE just stays on these updates along with NOUGAT, man, whoever has this device is going to have even more of a phenomenal experience on this sexy, gorgeous, beautiful